Okay, wait, is this thing on? So it's gonna go. It says I'm live. This is all very confusing. Okay, wait, now. Okay, hello, if anybody is in the stream. Kenny, what is going on? As always, there are some minor technical difficulties in getting this thing set up, but this is going to be a Finalmouse ULX discussion live stream because if you guys have been keeping up with my ULX updates, I was under the impression that my unit had shipped, but I found out yesterday that it has now potentially shipped. I mean, I really don't know what to believe, but I was under the impression that a unit was going to show up on my doorstep like last week, and that didn't happen. And then I was like, hey, is there tracking? So, yeah, this is all kind of tragic, but Optimum Tech did post a review of the mouse. So, as always, you guys can say, people who are going to watch this stream after it's live are going to be like, wow, you're like a content leech, but it is what it is. Like, I'm just covering the mouse scene, which is what I've always strived to do. How to play Aim Gods in 2023. They should bring it back, man. They absolutely should. Optimum Tech made a video, and the click latency is nuts. Yes, I will be getting to that pretty soon, honestly. But make sure to leave a like on the stream. That is big time. I need a grimace shake. That's insane. ULX is terrible. They even did falsely GitHub latency. It's all over Reddit. Can you link the thread on Mouse Review? Or show me what you're talking about, because it is very interesting. Full disclosure, they are going to eventually send me that XLAT kit, and I honestly don't care about it. But yeah, so I did see at Optimum Tech made some tests like with that. I know House Gaming is probably going to get one as well. Bad Seed Tech actually just got one, so they do have this latency kit as well. But you guys know my opinions on latency. The weight was wrong too. That is such a nothing burger that is getting blown out of proportion just because it's the Finalmouse effect. But you know, it is what it is. First off, the thing with the weight, a lot of you guys, it's evidently your first Finalmouse rodeo. They have they've oversold the weight every single drop. I told you guys when this mouse dropped, I'm like, yeah, it'll probably be a few grams heavier. So no surprise whatsoever. And also, has a company ever, the companies always do like plus or minus 1 or 2 grams of weight. Has a company ever been on the low end? It's just like making something out of nothing. IMO. Nobody is spending the $190 like just because of those few grams, but I don't know. You can call me a Finalmouse defender, say what you will. Hold on, let me get my streams posted. I can't believe they changed the weight by 5 grams. It's wild. I honestly don't think the medium coming in at 37 versus 34 or 33. What was it originally? I thought it was like listed at 34 to 35, and now it's 37. But if I'm wrong on that, somebody let me know. How have you been, though? I hope Japan was great. Yeah, Japan was incredible. 32 at first. They really said 32 for the medium. Got it. Medium was supposed to be 33, but ended up being 38. That is, I mean, 5 grams is kind of a lot, but I don't know. Yeah, it's not going to make a big difference when you're aiming, and they weigh the mice without skates on them, so it just kind of is what it is. But I guess we can get to this Optimum Tech video. Let me turn... No, mine still has not come in. Okay, now you guys can see the screen. Is small still 29? I mean, the small they haven't started production on. For a sub 40G mouse, it won't matter at all. The way I look at it is it's still 10 grams lighter than the previous medium version, which is pretty significant. Is it worth to upgrade from the G Pro to the Ultralight X? I mean, you have time to sit on that decision. The next batch isn't until... It's December, right? I mean, I don't think they're going to do a November batch since they still haven't fulfilled the first one. I don't use Reddit, so I need to refine it. Yeah, just, I mean, if anybody who has me on Discord and is, like, keyed into the mouse scene wants to show me what's going on Reddit, for sure. But I just don't want to, like, waste time pulling it up right now. I had to just ping my Discord. You can't plan on getting one? Lol? What do you mean? I mean, this sat in stock for a while, but I also do think the marketing has been insane because it's being advertised as continuous production when like the Starlight 12 was continuously produced as well. But I guess like just use the right corporate word and people will change their opinion. Optimum is the only one with a review so far. Yes, I know that Bad Seed Tech has a unit, but what I was told by Final Boy yesterday is that everybody's unit is delayed, and he said something about Rocket Jump Ninja, which I liked because he knows I'm a Rocket Jump Ninja super fan. He said, okay, sounds good. Sorry about the delays. Every single person has been getting hit with it. Zai was expecting his units last week also. So, I mean, it's like, obviously, if Rocket Jump Ninja doesn't have it, there is that list of priorities, so I get it. And Optimum obviously does have a huge audience of not necessarily mouse enthusiasts, so I guess they wanted to launch it through him. But I have watched this video already, and I will rewatch it now. But I did wish it just covered more things like the build quality, the click quality, like how the mouse felt compared to the Starlight 12, where it was more of like a latency and testing focused video. But that's just kind of how Optimum operates. Any updates on your shipment of the WL mouse? No, that is that's crazy to me. I love Optimum Tech. W Optimum Tech fan. Rocket Jump Ninja greater than all the rest? Yeah, I bet it like was a pretty big hit to his ego that he didn't get it the first time as the first person to get it. The Optimum Tech beef back in 2020 was something, but that might have been 2019. That was crazy. I actually was able to just take a YouTube course to get the warning finally removed after this year. It's like a corporate like insurance company course basically, but such is life. After collecting $3.7 million, we can now tell you it's actually 38 grams, not 33 grams. I mean, they hadn't even gone to production. I don't think they knew the weight when they said the approximate weight, hence why it's an approximation. But, you know, such is life. Dude, how do review units get delayed? I mean, everything's delayed, so it makes sense that, like, they're not doing a big batch of production just for review units before the other units. Like, it's all from the same boat, but they usually just get the review units out a bit faster because they like have more control over that, I guess. I'm a Rocket Jump Ninja music fan first and mouse reviewer second. That's funny. Optimum Tech uses stock settings for his click latency tech, so the results suck. Yeah, that Atlantis result does look really bad. I'll pull it up. Like, it's not, I don't know if I would say it's his fault. Wait. Fuck, where is it? Try to get to the test lake that has all the results. Yeah, like the Lamzu Atlantis at 15 ms of click latency, like the Atlantis 4K with the newer firmware, even on 1K, is much closer to like this range of mice. It's not even, and yeah, the HSK plus, so he should have like changed the settings, I would say. HSK plus one also looks very off. Yeah, that was HSK plus, because that's the wireless one that has, it's 4K compatible, right? So I don't know, not changing like something that has 8 ms debounce by default definitely matters a lot. And just the overall mouse selection, like doesn't he have the X2 Mini, and like has he posted an X2 Mini review? Because I feel like those mice are more relevant than some of these like 2021, 2022 mice, but I don't want to sound like a hater. But yeah, there is definitely, like, it's 15 mice, but it doesn't really encompass the modern mouse market. The HSK Plus is the 3370 1K one? Okay, then. I mean, still, default settings. Are you okay, Boardsy? You look kind of burned out. No offense? Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. I'm just haven't had all of my caffeine today. Is the Wooting just like the Best Buy right now? You had Best Buy capitalized, so I thought you were talking about the store. Whoa, new Boardsy look. What do you mean? I swear, I get so many comments about myself. I just start to think about it. But let's start with this review.
Physically, these two mice are not that different in size.
Wait, I should not have it on 2x speed. That's bad for the stream reacting content. Are you Korean? Yeah, I am. Full Korean. And Japanese. Initial impressions on the outside AX, it's really good, but I've been using the Death Adder V3 as well because I've just been testing a lot of ergos right now. The Model D2 Pro as well, so the ergo market's kind of been hit with some adrenaline, and the outset's really good. It feels so much better than the wired version, obviously like wireless, but it's also a lot lighter. So very goated. Can't wait for the large X-Lite V3. Yeah, Pulsar has a whole like line of mice dropping soon as well. So that should be exciting. Like, mouse market's actually fire. The past month was bleak. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these Chinese mice that I review that never touch again, those obviously aren't the most fun to review. Yo, what's your main mouse right now? I don't even know. Probably the GPX2 veins. 2x speed is wild? What can I say? Like, I'm trying to, when I'm consuming content, I don't know why. 2x speed is just better. Usually like 1.75.
Difference is absolutely insane. 58 versus 38 grams. This is the new
That is big time.
X from Finalmouse. First things first, they're moving away from their limited run drop sales model. They're still going to...
See, the thing with that is they kind of still are doing limited drops. Like, they even have the first 3 drop dates, like, planned. I don't know if they'll ever get to a point where it's fully in stock, but I don't even know if that's, like, a bad thing, right? It's such a premium mouse. But, I mean, they should be able to keep up with the demand. But it just sat in stock for so long, or relatively long, like over an hour for this drop, right? Cope, louder video, please? I got you. Oh, wait, I do have the desktop audio kind of low in OBS as well. He even calls the shape a minor factor when shopping for a mouse. I mean, the Finalmouse shape, I feel like most people have tried it at this point, and they're not deviating from it, so it kind of makes sense. Like, for this specific purchase, it's probably pretty minor. But I would not go from an Ergo to this expecting it to be completely usable. The weight drum is crazy. It really is. I mean, yes, if you bought it truly expecting it to be 33 grams and it's like 37, 38 now, that is kind of shocking. But it's just not a big deal.
Going to be selling in drops, but this is going to be their first mouse that's going to be in continued production, which is pretty cool to see. And yeah, I've been playing around with this thing over the past couple of weeks. It is really, really good. I mean, I would say it is the best normal-sized gaming mouse.
Yeah. I wish the mice were in focus here. I'm nitpicking optimum text video quality. That is insane. He also think his fingertip shape is God's gift to man. I mean, if it's like a perfectly modeled shape for how he fingertips, I think there's room for him to say it's solid. But yeah, I don't get not liking 4K polling.
I say normal sized because I have been kind of maining my own custom fingertip mouse, and I still very much prefer that. But for this size of mouse that most people are interested in, simply put, this easily beats the new Superlight 2 in pretty much every way. And look, a lot of it is the weight, like 60 grams versus 38 grams. That is a real difference that most people can feel. It's actually going to impact your experience. You know, a lot of people these days are kind of side grading between 55, 60, 65 gram mice, and there are some small differences between these.
Am I tripping? This is a Pulsar mouse. Wait, and Game Gear. Did he include these in the XLAT testing? Wait, no, that might not be an X2. I think I'm tripping. That is, though. Raise your video quality. Mine? Oh shit, is it low? It's on 720? Wow, I'm so scuffed. Yeah, he did? I swear I did not recall seeing Pulsar. But I guess we will get to that point in the video. It's not even HD yet.
The shape,
my bad,
the coding,
guys.
the click.
Look at it. Now things are looking a lot smoother. Is it true you proposed to Mr. Kobayashi's daughter? The artisan family does not have any children. They view mouse pets as their children, I guess.
Feel, no doubt, it's a bit of a slight difference in the aiming feel between these products, but I mean, this, you know, legitimately
some mice send information differently, so not all are compatible.
You don't have to debate the differences.
That's interesting.
It's just like physics. You don't have to like search for whether it's going to be worth it or not. Lighter mice have less inertia. They can respond.
That's Sigma, Rocket Jump Ninja.
They legitimately feel like they have less input lag when you play with them for this very reason. Finalmouse are actually using a carbon fiber composite material to achieve this. I mean, if this was just ABS plastic with
when does yours arrive? No idea.
You would definitely see some like flex and creaking, but I mean, this thing is absolutely rock solid. It's also the first gaming mouse to use a web browser as software.
I thought at this point when I watched the video for the first time that he was going to say like the composite carbon material it's made out of. But yeah, I don't think he I'm very interested in how that performs compared to the magnesium in the Starlight. I should ask Bad Seed because I know he has the unit, like how the coding is. But yeah, Bad Seed's video should be dropping in a few days, I think. They want you to take over the company one day. That would be the craziest turn of events. They show you any of the printed pads that Artisan Unleashed showed it on Twitter? They told me about it, but I didn't. I don't think at the time I was there that they actually had it produced. But yeah, it's pretty cool that Artisan's going to be able to do custom prints at one point. Web browser software is cooking though. Yeah, I mean Wooting does it as well, and it's flawless. I think it's the way to do it. But also offering like something you can download, I don't think is a bad thing. Yeah, I think most companies should transfer that. Razer though will never. Gaming sleeves are as cringe as driving gloves. Well, Mr. Kobayashi had driving gloves, so kind of just sounds like hate. How could they not send you one already? I don't know. Me and Rocket Jump Ninja both didn't get it in the first batch of reviewer units this time. So maybe, the times they are changing. That's what Bob Dylan said. Oh, I think my dog's here. Could potentially bring him up.
And it's
Optimum, I guess he was alongside for part of the XLAT testing. Or is it called the XLate or XLAT? Because it's like latency, but XLAT just rolls off the tongue better. But I think he was a part of that development along with House Gaming. So it makes sense that he's had the mouse for longer. And I know Bad Seed has a review unit that he is just like working on the review.
really, really good. I mean, you just go in, you change your DP.
Let's see. I mean, that is looking like some software.
Your
Oh, wait, you guys kind of can't see it. My face cam's like too big. Should I make it smaller? How's the Speed M mousepad? It's really bad. I've mixed up XLAT and LDAT like 40 times, Water Bottler. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm like losing my memory, like early signs of dementia, but it is in my head. It's just not registering. Ace, you got a unit he didn't even review? Yeah, I know a handful of pro players got units. I mean, not getting Rocket Jump Ninja a unit months ago is a fatal mistake. But yeah, make a cam bigger, true. Fuck the custom DPI users, true. I mean, anything beyond 3200 is crazy. We're here for the stash, true, yeah. I thought about shaving it, and I was like, wow, that would be the stupidest decision of my life. Ten's got it, did he? I mean, I guess they're just going, not the more normie, I don't want to say like, but just like casual FPS audience route rather than enthusiasts. Because they're like, the enthusiasts are going to buy it no matter what, maybe. I don't really know. There's a crazy comment, Hidda. Ten's announced on stream and using it? Is that like today? Yesterday? I'm like, I just haven't seen much on this mouse. I guess because I'm so dialed into like the enthusiast scene that I just don't follow like the pro players and stuff. Imagine Tens with a mustache like yours? I think it's literally impossible. Do you prefer web browser or old Logitech software? I mean, Logitech onboard memory, or onboard memory manager is like good, but I don't have a fetish for it like some people do.
Rate, whatever you need to adjust, and then you close it. You can reopen it really easily whenever you need it, but otherwise it's not running in the background.
It's pretty basic
like
software.
Logitech, Razer, and everyone else. These guys need to be sitting up and taking notes because this is the stuff that people want. Now, speaking of polling rates, this supposedly can
There's
go
a
up to
caterpillar
8,000
buffer
hertz.
looks.
That
That's crazy.
update I don't actually have yet. Apparently, that's going to be finished.
Wow, look how beautiful this mouse looks. You can say it's like Finalmouse sucking, but I don't know. There's something
November,
there.
when customers actually get their models. The one that I have here can go up to 4,000 hertz, which is kind of like most competing mice.
If I
at the moment.
donate?
And most of my
Yeah, but it
testing
would be
has
like
been playtime with the mouse.
$1,000.
I've been running it.
I'm
At
5 months
2,000.
into
Because,
this.
yeah, super high polling rates. I've done.
Wait, what was that on polling?
Is kind of like most competing mice at the moment, and most of my testing, in playtime with the mouse, I've been running it at 2,000 because yeah, super high polling rates. I've done some testing recently that suggests that it's not super worth running, and most of the time those extra cursor updates are just going to drain your battery. But yeah, I ran 2,000 hertz on a 5
What do you guys think about that? W or L opinion?
The fastest FPS that you can play, and yeah, it felt basically perfect. Now, as for measuring the latency of the mouse, I typically use this thing right here. It's the NVIDIA LDAT. You've probably seen it.
Would she include Viper May Signature Edition in the latency testing? Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, there's a whole fleet of mice that probably should have been included. W, but I'm easily swayed. L. W's are overriding the L's.
Few of my videos before, we have
L
a
opinion, he
microphone
moved
for
the
the
mouse
start trigger,
slowly
and
in
then
a
a flash
straight
on
line.
screen when the click is received. And the time delay between those two events is the latency result. You might have also noticed that I haven't really been using it in a lot of mouse reviews, and there's actually a good reason for that. This measures end-to-end latency, which includes the latency of your PC. And look,
Yes, this is, by the way, this is the reason I don't test latency, because almost all of the results out there are just bad. Like, in my opinion, there should be, like, people who don't even care about mice that are insanely good at testing them, who are like third-party testers, and they get all the data, because not like specific reviewers, especially House is good at it, but like I'll see just random like mouse tester or like click bump testing for latency. I'm just like, you shouldn't be making a decision based off of this. So I've always just stayed away from latency because I'm like, I would not want my DIY latency results to influence somebody's opinion when I can just actually feel it for myself and be like, yeah, this is probably going to feel the same. It doesn't even go above 2K hertz at that speed. That's very interesting. Did he test 8K in that video as well? I actually can't believe I still haven't watched it, because it dropped when I was in Japan, I guess. I don't know. I got a refund on one of my ULXs. Gonna buy a Lamzu or something with it. You can buy multiple mice for the cost of a ULX, and if you still have one coming, I mean, it sounds kind of economical. We are human. Higher polling rate is L. Would you replace polling rate with like monitor refresh rate and still think that's a good like opinion? Like, it just makes no sense. He didn't try 8K. It wasn't ready. Yeah, I'm not talking about on this mouse. I'm talking about 8K in general on his 4K polling video where he tested it with the robot arm. When is the next drop for the ULX? I'm pretty sure the Finalmouse website says directly. So, would recommend pulling that up. Best way to test is to record with a 1000 FPS camera? No, it's actually to play Kovacs and compare it to other mice. IMO. How much does the mouse weigh? The medium units seem to be coming in at 38 grams according to Optimum's and Bad Seed Tech scales, so. You need a car battery for 8K? I mean, the Viper Video Signature Edition, it's pretty bad, honestly. I don't really use the 8K. But I see G-Wolves is making 8K for their mice as well. Based, my Kovac scores increase with 4K. Exactly, so why not just use 4K? That's the way I see it. Should be December, really. So, yeah, you guys have a month to think about this mouse decision. Have you ever, I meant ever, got a compliment for your mustache? Yeah, many. I haven't really done it up. It's kind of like, I kind of have like bedhead on my mustache right now. Boards, are you an old man? Yeah, I mean, I'm 21, so kind of. Play the video.
That is
Good
totally
point.
fine if we're comparing a random budget mouse to the likes of Logitech and Razer, but when we're comparing these top tier options, it's not a really suitable method. So Finalmouse actually made something better, and it's this right here. They're calling it the X-Lite. It is a completely standalone device which eliminates PC latency and monitor latency from.
So you guys just saw that photo. I'm getting one of these kits, which apparently already has the mice like soldered in, and you're able to test them. But yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to do that with every mouse I review.
This click testing equation.
Will you get an
X-Lite?
X-Lite? Yes.
The delay between the click signal and that packet being received. I mean, I do have
Which
to
was supposedly
pull apart
why my
and solder
package
the
was
switches
delayed.
to every mouse that I want to test, but it is totally worth it because to be able to completely isolate the testing like this, you actually get super accurate results. And I already know what you're thinking. A gaming mouse company creating their own testing device, surely they climbed into the code and tweaked their own values to make their own product look even better.
I don't think, if any of you guys think that, that's probably not the case. But there is something going around on Reddit, I've heard. So, I don't know. Anything is possible. Yo, Tiago, thank you for joining the epic tier. That's truly heroic, man. I appreciate that. Jules AK comes with an explosive sacrifice of 8 fingers. Possibly true. Yeah, that was crazy. That kind of just, people were like, okay, they got a bad batch of batteries. Let's move on. Reddit must be true. True. A Reddit thread I haven't seen. I believe it. 8K mouse makes Fortnite lag. I agree, man. Therefore, don't buy it. What mouse are you using right now? Literally in my hand right now is the Vaxi Outset AX wireless because it's new and it's good. Like, it feels so much better than the previous Outset did. So I feel like if you like that one, this one's going to be incredible. Does XLAT test how well optimized firmware and drivers affect latency? I mean, it's just going to give you a number. I don't think that's going to... I don't think that really answers your question. It's going to tell you what the click latency is. 9-year-olds at Reddit probably got it figured out. Yeah, I wonder what the average age is of mouse review.
I thought the
probably older.
Same thing, and I was super reluctant to try this out.
EC2CW is 120. That's good.
Is completely open source. They even made me flash the code from their GitHub onto this device before I started.
I need all of my software engineer viewers, of which there are many, to go through this GitHub. Make sure it's all good.
Any testing. This device, by the way, is
I've kind of come around to Ergo's fast.
With a display, you can buy it online.
Like not the Lamsu Thorn.
So even in terms of the hardware,
plenty of others.
There's nothing funky going on. If you're interested in testing this stuff out, Finalmouse said that they're actually going to sell some of these kits to reviewers and people who are interested in playing around with this stuff.
He got gaslit. Who did?
Buy the board online and flash the software yourself. Now, along with the XLAT, they sent a few mice that they've tested, but I went through and tested even more than I had laying around. From mice that have topped my previous testing, like the M2K, and also some slower options from Glorious and G-Wolves. I mean, I pulled apart and soldered all of them. And look, there are people out there that think that all modern gaming mice are basically equal in terms of performance, but you can think again. We've got click latency results as fast as 0.1.
That's crazy. I mean, hold on, I'll turn off. Should I move my face cam for this? I guess. But yeah, the Soundkoenig results. But the fact that it's lower on 1000 hertz, and he goes to explain it, but if it's really performing the worst in terms of click latency on 4000 hertz, like, what is the point? So that's just like it's a confusing result. But I think I was right in that he did not post results for Pulsar or Endgame Gear, so I presume those are brands where it doesn't really work out. Even the Model D wireless, like, I wonder what the Model D2 is, but I know he's not, like, getting every single new mouse release. Lamsu is dead? See, but that's like what's kind of fucked up about this, because to me I see this and it's like, okay, it's obviously the original version on stock debounce with old firmware, like, and that's like not the most dialed in up-to-date result. Like, we can even, I guess I'll pull up a House Gaming video where he has shown the results of the new Lamsu, I guess, to prove what I'm saying. We're going latency, we're going MS for MS. But yeah, I'm sure he has somewhere in here the fucking click latency. Okay. Here we go. Lamsu 4K. It's 0.3 ms away from the control, which is the ZA13C. And Razer 4K is 0.6. So let's go band for band. We're not talking about new Lamsu? Exactly. Well, I'm just saying, like, someone in the chat just said Lamsu is dead, or like Lamsu's cooked because of this. So obviously, that person's just taking it, like, generally. And look at these G-Wolves results as well. G-Wolves literally is some of the best performing mice on the market with their new 4K. Like an HTX 4K, HTS Plus 4K, and those are towards the bottom of the results. That was motion latency? Go to click latency? Okay. Let's see. Am I insane? Are they just like right next to each other? Okay, here's click latency. Okay, 0.93 ms. It does not change the point necessarily, but yeah, even like the old Pulsar 1K he had at 4 ms and Razer 4K like 0.5. So it's really like Lamsu's performance is not bad. So take that for what it's worth. Def Not 15 MS. Yeah, I'm saying like that was literally, it's like Lamzu's first mouse on the stock firmware on the stock 8 MS debounce. So no matter what, even with the bad result, you can just subtract like 8 from it, and you'd get to around where those other like 3370 mice are. House's testing bad? No, I think House's testing is pretty much in line with what the XLAT does, but he kind of just did it on his own. But yeah, I would say there are probably a lot of mice between this like 2.5 and sub 1 millisecond range. Fudge Waffle with the 729 bot. I'm walking here. I appreciate that. Debounce 0 is better on Lamzu? Obviously. Like, obviously you're not going to want debounce to be like stock 8ms 12ms whatever it is. Some of the Chinese companies are really high. Is November 7th when you can order second batch? I really doubt it at this point, but I am not 100% sure. Results rigged final meme targeting Lamzu and G-Wolf's competitors? I don't think it's a conspiracy, really. But I do think there could have been... Like, do any of you guys in the chat use the Fnatic Bolt or the Arox 3 or the Wired MM710? Those are just older mice. So it makes sense that these blow the older mice out of the water. I would just... And I'm sure, I mean, realistically, when I get an XLAT, I can test the mice that I want to. I could put my money where my mouth is. But probably too lazy. Just want other people to do that testing for me. Oh, so update to 0 MS debounce? Absolutely. I mean, in some cases you'll get double clicks, but 2 or 4 is going to be a lot better. Like, lower the debounce time. You actually notice it in basic desktop usage, but not in games. That's very surprising. Yeah, I forgot that I got these. Also, do you have the Maya? Thank you for becoming a member once again. And no, but the Maya might come today or tomorrow. That's motion latency, not click. Yeah, the first thing I showed was motion latency, but then I showed click latency. And I'm sure of that. It might have been the ones that he had available to test with XLET. True. So, I mean, if you really can't test a decent amount of the better performing mice on the market, then I wonder how useful of a tool it is in general. But I guess that more info on that will come out. But let's see. So the GPX2 with the full optical mode at 1000 hertz is lower latency than the GPX with 2000 hertz on hybrid mode. I'm just so confused at how 1000 hertz mice perform better with click latency. It just goes against what I have been told about polling. Have you still not gotten your ULX? No. And when I mentioned in the last stream that I was under the impression like it had shipped out, it actually hadn't. So that's kind of why I'm doing this stream, because I was expecting to do like a first impressions this week, and now that I can't, I don't know when I'm going to get my hands on the mouse, I might as well talk about it because it's just so popular. Out of context, question opinion on the Wooting 60HE, it's the best. Really not much more needs to be said. I need to find the explanation. I know he gets to it in this video, but
if you play on a 240
sounds like
monitor, that's equal to
crackpot.
4 frames of input lag. And yet, the mice that you see in the lower third here are still using some pretty significant debounce delay before the click is processed, which is a real shame, because this is how most people will be using their mouse. You know, maybe changing DPI, but not fiddling around with the debounce and the settings, which, you know, sometimes don't even work, and when they do help. I mean, lowering the debounce in the Glorious Model D, for example, but even that, set to 0 milliseconds is...
I mean, that's a huge difference. And, I mean, this was the 3370 generation, so I'd say it's pretty run-of-the-mill result for, 3370 wireless. But, I mean, you could have done the same with Lamzu or G-Wolves, I would imagine. Fnatic Bolt. What a mouse that was.
is not enough to catch the fastest options at the top of the chart. So
Lam's
let's zoom
battery
into
life
those.
is so
The
bad,
current
really?
fastest mouse that I've tested, and probably in the world for click latency, is the Zornkonig M2K. It has a wired connection.
Wow,
a
we're getting to
super fast
microseconds
MCU
of
with
click
an 8,000
latency?
hertz polling rate.
This is
The
crazy.
clicks on that thing are practically instant. As for the new Finalmouse ULX, I guess the big picture is that Finalmouse are right up there with the fastest wireless options. In fact, at lower polling rates, while the Superlight 2 and Viper V2 get slower, as you'd expect with longer polling intervals, the Ultralight X actually gets faster.
Wait, am I crazy? Oh, when it's tested with opticals, it's lower. I was confused compared to the last graph. Inspiring results. Yes. When we getting a Fortnite stream, bro? I bet you're really good. I'm definitely watched because I haven't been playing as much. But if the new season thing is good, which drops on Friday, I'll be playing Fortnite more. And then a stream could potentially come. I don't know why he tested a wired mouse. Wait, are these results all with wired? Did I miss that? First two are wired. Oh, the Zornkonig. Well, yeah, no shit. Because I don't think the Finalmouse is even going to be able to, like, run over 1,000 hertz in wired. They're just for comparison. Yeah, I get that. Like, they're the best performing mice on the market. I mean, at that point, you might as well put, like, the Razer Death Adder 8K wired as well, but, you know, such is life. Nice mustache, thank you. There, to the guy who was saying, has it ever gotten complimented? There you go. Stop donut-walling Mizu. I swear, I never noticed, like, his message because he's a mod. Read my messages regarding the latency and why it's that way. There are not as many times that 1 and 2K mice refresh. There's empty data, so that's where the early click comes in. See, it still is not, like, it's still not clicking. Get it? The pun.
Finalmouse are apparently doing a little trick at 1,000 and 2,000 hertz, since there's more of an empty time window there.
A little trick. Okay, so it's like, we got a little trick. Something's going on.
If a click is detected, they'll actually send that extra click packet early instead of normally waiting for the next poll. This kind of broke my brain.
Why can't they do this on 4K as well?
When they explained it to me, like, how are they able to do that outside of the polling rate? But apparently they're doing it. And yeah, at 1,000 hertz polling, their clicks are about half a millisecond.
This trick, it's still not clicking for me, which might say something about me, but I don't know. The same trick Valve did with sub tick rate, but still doesn't work? Yeah, I don't know. I agree. If it's CS2 hate, I'm standing on it. This mouse is rubbish. I like that opinion. They should be able to do it at 4K and 8K too. Okay, so I'm not insane. But they've chose to do it with 1 and 2K, making that perform better than their 4K. Interessante. Just guy, did you get the ULX, bro? No. Sadly. Still, it hadn't shipped out previously, which, I mean, to be fair, they did say, actually, no, he reached out to me and said, hey, your ULX was shipped to you, I believe. And then it turned out that it wasn't shipped to me. And then yesterday, I was told that it's going to be overnighted ASAP. So that could mean I get the mouse today. Do I think I'm getting the mouse today? No. Even if the mouse is the best of the best, QC is going to be shit, support's going to be shit. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm very interested in how the quality is, like what the base is, like is it a plastic base? I don't even know. But just how the mouse feels in hand, weight balancing, quality, all of that stuff. But should be getting the mouse soon. How come you stopped maining the Death Adder V3? Pretty much because GPX2 came out and my unit started creaking. But I switched back to it like this morning and it's so fucking good. Too bad tracking numbers don't exist. It's really a shame. In my world, with Finalmouse, they seem to not. Other reviewers, I would imagine, are getting tracking numbers, but I don't know.
second faster than Logitech and Razer, which is not a whole lot, but it's pretty impressive at this level. And yeah, something that we couldn't do before, but now we can see with this new testing, is the precise
He should have included, it would have been so funny if there was the, like Lamzu as well, 15,000 microseconds.
latency differences between different polygons.
Wow, the Zowie is really disappointing. But like, I wonder if this is on the lowest polling rate, because on the bottom of Zowie mice, you know, you have to just like, or lowest debounce time, I mean. At the bottom of the mouse, you gotta click on the little button, so who really knows? Lamzu was on the other graph? I know, I'm saying it just would have fucked up the results since it's in microseconds. The bar would have been way longer. Do a live stream if you get it today. I might do a unboxing live stream. Maybe I probably want to do like first impressions. Nice wireless AX. Yeah, I mean this is a Vaxi mouse, but it's the same with Zowie. Did you pre-order the Lamzu Maya? No, but they sent me one via DHL, so it should get here like today or tomorrow. Have you seen the leak that GPX is gonna have 4K? Is that true? I thought it was Photoshop because I did the new Logitech update and I always scroll through, and my takeaway was that. There was a new Millennium Falcon version of the G502X, and I didn't see anything about 4K polling, so I have a feeling that somebody's just trolling the community unless other people saw it, but I feel like it would be insane for me to miss that, but remember the Millennium Falcon G502. He did not include the Viper 8K in the comparison. Yeah, it's interesting as Zaukunik was the only wired mouse. Yeah, I mean, I guess in the perfect world, he would have tested fucking 100 mice for this video, but clearly 15 was the limit. My orange AX wireless arrives today. Yeah, I have the orange NPO1S. Never mind, it's charging. I thought I could just pick it up. But all of Vaxi's colorways look pretty good. It says November 28 for the G-Hub update, either fake or leak. Got it. Read my DM, don't show it. Okay. At 1K polling rate, reading the mouse's sensor happens one time every millisecond, every 1,000 microseconds. This means in between, there's plenty of more time. It's the time that's being used to create a new RF frame with the click data in case an early click is detected before the new motion data from the sensor is coming in. At 4K polling rate, the mouse sensor is read every 250 microseconds. This means that the data has to be processed, the click data collected, and a new RF frame created at that pace. Additionally, the channel hopping is also happening at that higher speed, so it leaves little to no time to squeeze in an early click RF frame. Is anybody buying that? I don't know how I feel about that one. Like now, it's starting to make sense. There's a little picture in my head, but I just don't get it. QXCSV went so hard on the M2K firmware. Yeah, what? I feel like, did I do a Shoot Mini at Andy podcast with that guy? Like, that's a name I definitely remember from early on in the mouse scene. That is from the firmware guy, the official explanation, Maxime. Got it. I mean, I'll reread that after stream, really jot it on my notebook, try to get it down. Until there are real-world tests, nobody can dispute their claims. This is also true. Optimum doesn't have the Viper Mini SE? Yeah, I know he doesn't, but I guess the Pulsar and the Endgame Gear mice did not work for testing. But even like a newer Lamzu mouse, which supposedly worked, should have been better.
Rates, even between the different switch settings on the Superlight 2. So yeah, pretty excited to use the new XLAT for future mouse testing. Especially because soon, this thing will be able to do motion latency as well, where
I wonder if it'll get better compatibility for like other mice for click latency before going to motion latency. Opinion on a raw carbon fiber UL accelerator? It would probably be sick. Like some people chose to polish the magnesium in it, made it look really cool. Also, regarding the stuff, the mouse shell is full carbon. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting it in hand and like feeling it. Is this
Previously,
not a
I've
real
used
world
a
test we're
motion
looking
rig
at
with
right
A
now?
lot of kind of moving parts and
That
things
is true.
happening. I loved that thing, but it did have its little quirks, and in the end, it did measure end-to-end latency as well, which, as we know, is not super ideal.
But it
when
still
we're
like
looking for
doesn't make
these
sense
small
why they
differences.
couldn't.
I've also used another method for this, which involves
Like, how would it perform on 500 hertz? Would the click latency be even lower? I don't think sanding the ULX is a good idea. I mean, I meant sanding the Starlight. Who knows, though? I don't think there are bad ideas in the mouse industry. The base is carbon as well? Interesting. How many mice do you have? Around 200, I'd say. But I sell a lot, give away a lot. Wish someone made a light version of the Microsoft IntelliMouse in beige. Probably just go the 3D printing route and then have someone paint it. Have you tried the NPET mousepad? Yeah, it's really bad. Hate to say it, but just like reminds me of the X-Ray Pad Thunder, and then it has like a weird rubber base. There's probably diminishing returns at very low polling rates. Yeah, I'm just wondering like what the click latency number itself would be. I'm probably still going to use a
mice
4K.
at the exact same time and then
Schizo.
observing the time delay within mouse
X-Ray
tester
Pad Thor?
software.
No,
But this
the
as
plastic
well
one,
is
the
far
Thunder.
from ideal. Any hint of DPI deviation on any of the mice or any slight off-axis movement will completely skew off the results. I actually tested two identical Superlight
I think
2s.
there's a software like it's like an offshoot of Mouse Tester that I used to have that accounted for the deviation and angles. Mouse Comfortor, some shit. Will you collab with him? Lol. Who? Ew, that sounds horrible. Yeah, that's kind of how the NPET Speedam is. I'm down to collab with anybody, especially Rocket Jump Ninja. Is the X-Ray Pad Thunder? It's so good. I really like it. Schizophrenia. Optimum? I don't know. I tried his. I wouldn't consider it a collab, but I tried an early prototype version of his mouse. It's like a half collab.
With that method,
Yeah, I
instead
went
I've
over
got
that
different
CMO.
results, which should just be impossible. The X-Lite, on the other hand, can test motion latency
Will you
with
collab with me?
hardwiring
Anything is
directly
possible.
to the sensor pins, which is super cool. But there are a few bugs at the moment to iron out, since different mice send their motion packets differently, but this will be the proper way to test this moving forward. But coming back...
Wait, so is that what you guys have been bringing up? That, like, that was in regards to motion latency, not click latency, about mice not being compatible. Are you playing Speed movie with your mouse? If you stop the stream, it will go boom. What the hell? Oh, just because I move my mouse a lot? That was the most European, like, chat message I've ever received. But yeah, I don't know why I do that. It's just, this is how I get all the mouse testing in. I'm constantly adjusting my grip, changing the amount of pressure I'm putting. I'm just evaluating these mice.
To the Ultralight X, yeah, this thing was really, really nice to play with. I think the best way to put it is that if I hadn't created my 28 gram custom fingertip Zero mouse, which is this thing here, if you don't know what this is, I'll leave a link down below in the description. But yeah, if I hadn't created this, then this is easily what I'd use instead. Especially for fingertip grip, there's no real medium-sized mouse out there which gives me that kind of same feeling. The clicks are noticeably lighter than their previous
Oh, he did
models,
talk about the
and
clicks.
reduced weight is 100% noticeable versus other medium-sized mice. I mean, put it this way, like when I
Overwatch
tried the
gaming.
Superlight 2, I had to legitimately
Tracer
ask
maxing.
myself, like, do I maybe actually prefer the Superlight 1? Because
Are you
the
buying
new
his
Superlight
custom mouse?
clicks are heavier.
Not in the first drop, just because there's only like 200 units or something, so I don't want to take it. Like, I don't just want to buy a unit of a shape that I know I don't really love and take it away from somebody who is going to get more out of it when I have it, you know? Starlight 12 clicks are so damn heavy. Depends on the version, but I feel like towards the end, especially, they were pretty light. But yeah, I've heard that these are lighter from every reviewer who's had it so far. Yeah, this is a pure gamer setup. Mice are not compatible with motion latency. Yeah, I know, but people are saying that some mice are not compatible with it for click latency due to how they send their signals. That's the excuse they were using for why, like, Pulsar and Endgame Gear don't have results there. But I just don't know. 1,000 units? He said he'll make it 1,100? Oh, okay, then. Still, I don't... Like, if it sits in stock, absolutely. He's already Tracer. Damn, that was a crazy little glimpse moment in time. I'm a bit worried because I am located in Germany and kind of something will happen, I guess. What are you worried about in regards to getting a mouse? Or like just the worldwide tensions have you a bit worried? How much lighter compared to the X2? I don't have the mouse, man. I have no idea, but I've been told that they're a lot lighter than the previous Starlight Clicks. They're opticals, right? So they should be probably in line with some other optical switch. I doubt. But I mean, then again, with the metal shell, could feel a lot different. 2018 ticked. It was 2018? That feels wrong. It was like 1 or 2 years past that. Yeah, maybe not, actually. I have Starlight Odyssey. The hell is the Odyssey? Is that even a real mouse? They are not opticals? Are they? It's not opticals? Oh, they are 20M Omrons? This is crazy. It's like Mandela effect. Definitely was optical. Wasn't it advertised at 33? Now it's 38. I was always expecting the medium to be around 35, and now it's 38. So, I mean, that is it the end of the world to me? No. Has a mouse company ever delivered below their weight expectations? No. So, it's all fine with me.
It feels like the same weight in the hand, and the 2K polling is nice, but it's not a difference that you can actually notice. The Ultralight X, on the other hand, it is a clear upgrade in a lot of ways. For me, the shape works quite well for fingertip grip, which is what I use mostly, but I can claw grip the medium pretty comfortably as well if I really want to. This is definitely one of those mice, kind of like the Superlight, where the shape isn't anything special, but it's definitely worth spending some extra time getting used to, especially here because of how good it is. The super low weight, the light clicks, and the fastest wireless.
I think the Finalmouse shape's goated.
The only part where the Ultralight X does not beat the Superlight is, of course, when it comes to availability. I mean, the Superlight 2, I can go to my local game store and pick like 1 or 5 of these things up. That's not really a problem. The Ultralight X, on the other hand, I mean, they've got a lot of demand that needs to be met. But this is going to be a continued production mouse, which is really good to see. And yeah, if the opportunity arises to grab one of these things, I would highly recommend it. It is pricey at 190 bucks, but that's still 100 bucks less than the Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition or whatever that thing is. The new Ultralight X basically stomps on that thing in every single way.
W. That's crazy, though.
Good to see. And yeah,
It's Optimum Monitor Chad. Yeah, we just finished up his review. Why are we paying our life savings for fucking air? I mean, you don't have to. That's the great thing about mice. Are there different sizes? Yeah, there's the supposedly 29 gram small version. Then the medium, which is actually around 37, 38 according to people's scales. From what Final Boy said, the weight estimate came from just the CAD designing phase. I believe that. I mean, they did not have like fully finished production units, obviously, however many, half a year ago when they released that. But yeah, I think in general, the Finalmouse shape is like, it's one of the more interesting low profile ones on the market, especially the small. But I guess I'm like one of the few Finalmouse small fans. I'm more looking forward to Lamzu Tachi. I feel like it's a big competitor to Finalmouse. I haven't I don't know. Lamzu's just like, they have too many mouse projects pretty much. That's the way I see it. They have the Maya coming out, so I can't really be excited for the Tachi before I'm even done with the Maya. What do you think so far on ULX versus fingertip mice like M2K and HSK? I mean, I always preferred the Starlight 12 over mice like those, so why wouldn't I continue by preferring the ULX, which is even lighter? Which is that's like my takeaway with the light, or with the weight. It's significantly lighter than the Starlight 12 was, which was already ridiculously light, so why can't we all be happy about that? Tachi being hot swappable switches is based? It is. It's great that companies have decided to just ignore the Asus patent. And somebody was saying like that's not a real patent, but it absolutely is. Are you getting the small? No, I'm getting the medium. I think all reviewers are getting the medium. Let's run some finals open beta. I have it downloaded, funny enough. Still have yet to launch it, but I watched a stream. I'm like, I I guess, because the new Fortnite update isn't until Friday, so might as well. Might as well figure it out soon. He didn't really go over the sensor. Interesting. That is true. I mean, it's like a 3395. But yeah, he did mention his like motion latency testing rig, but he didn't use it because the XLAT's gonna have the same thing basically. Movement feels clunky on the finals. Does it feel like Rogue Company? Has anybody played both of those games? Because that's the vibe I get. But it also does feel a bit more like open world, like type. Who gives a fuck about sensor stuff? 3395 is good enough. Yeah, presuming it's in line with other 3395 like 4K implementations. I obviously have no problem. It's good it comes with the stock dongle. But yeah, I just wonder how the mouse is going to feel. Finals movement feels muddy. Really weird. It's like slow. Trying to understand how the algorithm is working. What algorithm? The movement on finals is really nice. IMO. That's crazy. Anyway, you can convince House to redo all his tests using the fancy measure box. I think he already is. Hold on. Let me pull up his Twitter because I know he got... I think he has like the kit, but he's waiting on another to actually make the video. Yeah, see? Oh, wait, shit. I should move my face cam back now. Fuck me. Okay, I got the box selected finally. Said Finalmouse XLAT is official. But wait, maybe this isn't his picture. That would be weird to tweet this though then. Method is similar / same to one I've used with the LDAT. Hopefully XLAT will be easy to require and easy to use. Oh wait, so I think he actually doesn't have one. Never mind then. But yeah, I think when he does get it, he'll do testing with it, presuming it's the best way to test mice. When do users get their copies? I don't know. They've obviously hit some little delay roadblock type. 400 viewers, damn. W, you know, he mentioned Finalmouse. People come to listen. Yeah, it seems House is liking the Outset AX as well. I miss Hyperscape. That game was underrated. I had like one of my worst ever like trying out a game like Night of Gaming experiences with Hyperscape. That game just felt miserable. And then it died so hard, so I felt vindicated. So it's kind of how it is. How's Japan? Always wanted to go. It was incredible, honestly. Like pretty much a perfect trip. I would recommend going, but it's probably like definitely seems expensive, even though like yen itself is cheap. Do you use 1440p? Thoughts? Yeah, I use 1440p 360 hertz with the PG27AQN. It's just the best monitor I've used. I've tried a few monitors. I listened to all of the monitor schizophrenia, and a lot of it is wrong. Anything about OLEDs, they're bad. For the next few years, avoid OLED. People are like, micro LEDs better? Like, shut up. Just, this panel is perfect for gaming. 540 hertz, maybe. You know, if Asus releases it, I'll be interested in it. I think they just like got me for monitors. I'm sold. 20k people that have been waiting 13 weeks for a ULX. Of course, stream is going to be booming. True. People got their pitchforks. Their digital mouse pitchforks. I used OLED for a year and it wasn't great. Yeah, like if you're not like playing games that benefit from a high refresh rate, sure, OLED's fine, but no. But Optimum Tech likes his OLED gaming monitors. What does he main though? Does he main the 540 hertz? There's no way he's maining the LG OLED 240 hertz. It's not true. I'm like 100% positive of it. Do you find much of a difference between 240 and 360? Honestly, yeah, but I think it's only because I had been using 360 for so long that when I did go back to 240, it actually did feel noticeably worse, and I didn't pick like the best 240 monitor to do it with. He mains the 540? Okay, I believe that. Monitors are advancing too quick. Just gonna wait for a 1K refresh monitor. I'm sure it'll be here soon. Yeah, but it'll probably be like 10K or 1080p and really shitty. Timmy uses Asus OLED? That's insane. What does he play? Apex? Does he still play Apex? I swear, Apex people have like their own, like, kind of bubble. Why you say me that Minerva DNA is bad? Because it's muddy and it sucks. So yeah, not good. Control pad. Optimum said it's like looking at the window. The 540. I kind of want to try it, but I don't know. I just don't want to switch out a monitor I love for something that I might not. And it's just like a whole process, and there's a lot of coping involved. So I might just stick with what I have until something that really, really gets me comes out. For opinions don't need to clash on what we prefer. Yeah, they do. What's the point of watching these videos if you don't want to hear, if you don't want to be involved in the internet opinion battle? I have the Asus OLED and it's been amazing. I've heard good things from Bad Seed as well, but I don't know. OLED left a sour taste in my mouth. I should have I did look at all of the monitors on display in Japan. There wasn't any insane stuff. I want to get the 540, but I'm away until it's cheaper because 900 is a lot. That seems like, just to my degenerate mind, it seems like a good price for like a top-of-the-line monitor, but I don't really know all of the details. Do you think Zowie TN panels are worth it over other monitors? No, with the viewing experience at this point, I think it's not worth it. Probably worse. Think about how many games you're going to run at 540 FPS, like Kovacs. It's like good enough for me. Like honestly, I don't play a lot of Valorant, but that as well. Anything over 360 is pretty much useless for Fortnite. Realistically, 240. So, I mean, I just want the nicest monitor refresh rate. My 1440p monitor is coming today. Which one? Have you ever heard of issues with G502 dragging on the mouse pad? Yeah, it's heavy, so it's shit, and it has bad mouse skates, so makes sense that it's dragging on your mouse pad. PG27 AQN for 700 was a steal. Yeah, I got mine for the same price. It was like mislisted on Amazon. We take that. What monitor are we watching out for on Black Friday? It's got to be the PG27 AQN from Asus. That I'll make a Black Friday video. Don't you guys worry. Thoughts on Lamb's Thorn? Seems like a Zowie destroyer to me. I just hate the shape. Like, it's very similar to the Outset AX from Vaxi, but it's like I like the Outset AX so much more. It's really not similar. Like, there are noticeable different things. I think all of them make the mouse feel worse. My unit kind of has a prototype feel, but so many people are so positive on the mouse that I'm like in the minority. But I'm just not a Lamb's Thorn fan. And I think there are an insane amount of wireless ergos at this point, so it's kind of like bottom of the barrel. Not bottom of the barrel, but it would not be my first, my third, my fifth recommendation. 34-inch in FPS is kind of underrated? I don't know. I could just never justify having a monitor that big. Have you got an older or newer batch of the GPX2? People are like really schizoing out about the new batch. But yeah, I did get like 4 units of it a few weeks ago. So are those the new batch? And I also got one from the first drop. So I don't know. I think I have a newer one. There's not really any difference. All of my units have been solid quality-wise. And I do have this theory that mouse quality directly relates to your karma as a person. So, like, if you always buy a mouse and it seems to have, like, issues, look inwards is all I'm going to say. Play the 2 worst games available right now, Overwatch 2 and Apex. Yeah, Apex just seems, I don't know, like, people used to always tell me, like, oh, play Apex, but they don't do it anymore. And it's always like, it feels like an achievement when I last out, like never getting into a game that people recommend. Have you seen the Alienware 360 QD OLED coming out early January? Nah, bunch of malarkey, probably. Alienware, I don't think they do good monitors. I'll say it. I know somebody who got their 500 hertz a while back and said it was really shit. Depends on region, I guess. For the Superlight batch? It's fun, but aim assist dominates the game, unfortunately. Yeah, Fortnite was like that for a while, but seems like people complain a ton about it on Apex and COD. I think monitors are the only thing Alienware does well. Well, it sucks for them. Well, because they don't do. That just goes to show how poorly they do everything else. Like, I'm sure their top tier monitors are usable, but they still don't, like, in my experience, don't line up with others. Go to 209 and look at the deep grip. It's insane compared to a GPX. This? Are you talking about this video? I know what I'm seeing. A lot of people have bad PCs and good monitors and then complain. Yeah, it's... I see another thing not really related is people with mice who have shitty monitors and get really good mice. Like, if you're on a 144 hertz monitor, you should be doing everything you can to upgrade that. And that will make, no matter what mouse you have, the input's going to feel so much better on like 240 or realistically 360 at this point. 1440p 360 hertz, yeah, I'm not leaving until something matches or outdoes that. Because 1440p, after a while, like, it just looks nicer. I have a 1080 monitor right next to me, but and it's like fine. But obviously, you're picking the 1440 every day. This monitor's brightness is good. It's just too goated. Finalmouse shape has slightly more curvature in GPX, so it's better for more grips. I mean, yeah, also, the flat sides and just lower profile makes it way better for fingertip than the GPX. And clawing the medium, like, I don't think many people are going to have a problem with that. Oh, wait, medium. Optimum has the medium size. That's why it's 38 grams? Yeah. All the reviewers are getting the mediums. Nobody's getting the small for a while. I don't even think they've started production. So again, I don't think they have finalized units in hand, so you can expect that weight to fluctuate. 1440p 360 Hz OLED probably endgame. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I would try, but even then, I don't know if I would make the switch unless I felt it was better, but probably would be at that point. Small isn't real. They quote-unquote sell the small in December. I love this conspiracy. Small's not real. I mean, what do you guys think about the large? That's a fully new mold. Like, that's not just exactly the same as the Ultralight 2, Starlight 12 small shape, so. There hasn't been a drop for smalls yet, correct. No, I like the small size. The small size was their, like, running size for a while with the Ultralight 2. Which was the first Finalmouse that I really liked. Large doesn't even seem like a Finalmouse shape. Like, what the fuck is that? I mean, it's only very slightly bigger than the medium version. It's not like a huge mouse. It's not Air 58 size. I hate the shape. The only one I try that gives me cramps. Interesting. A mouse shape giving you craps would be even more unfortunate. How close is medium to the GPX? Oh, looks almost identical on ELO shapes. I mean, it's like they feel like a similar size in hand, but the shapes aren't similar at all. Like the way you're going to grip it, the way a mouse feels, like what grips are going to work, it's going to be different. It's just much lower in general. Do we know how much it's going to cost? All of the Finalmouse are going to be $190. I ordered the Outset Maya and a Thorn the other day, so I'm excited to try them. Nice, that is. Catching up with the newest batch of the mouse market. The Outset and the Maya are pretty promising. The Thorn, I'm sure it's possible to like it if you like lightweight ergos, but it just was not for me. Have you compared Huntsman V3 Pro to Wooting 68G? Yeah, that's what I'm in the process of right now. I should have a review out next week, but spoiler, I'm not going to say get the Huntsman V3 over it or the SteelSeries Apex Pro Mini. I think that's a better keyboard. Even though the Huntsman V3 is like, it's like a better all-around product, but I just feel like the switches are kind of mid, but the performance is obviously great. But I would just go with the Wooting over it. The Deluxe M800 Ultra is way too big, not going to lie. I mean, that's just how Deluxe shape has always been, but it just kind of... That mouse was not good quality. Also, this mouse comes with grips, right? I don't think he mentioned those. Or unless I'm tripping and they don't. Need to know about the Infinity skins, man. Pads with glass pads are amazing. I don't think I've gotten sent one yet. Do they have the aluminum base or the silicone base, or do they have the dots? Wish the Maya had a green color. I'm sure that's something they could do. Elo shapes is a good baseline for measurements, but not catch all. Yeah, for sure. There's no online like shape comparer that is going to give you the full picture of how a mouse feels in hand. Grips is presents for delayed shipping. He got it early, so now Grips. That's funny. Will you be reviewing the Beast X? Yeah, it's called the what is it called? It's the WL. Is it still the Beast X? But yeah, I will be reviewing the WL mouse whenever they send it out. I was told in person in Japan that it was shipped out, but just judging by how long things generally take to get to me, I don't think that it is here. Silicone base on the pad smith, it's good. Dope. Hopefully they send me one. Update on pulsar grips, super grips. I have not been using them as much, but what is your question? How do I find out the best grip for me, personal, comma? Like, how do you grip your mouse? Is it comfortable? If it is, that's probably the best grip. Grips are things that people really overthink as well. Does 2K only work on 1600 DPI? I mean, in order to saturate the polls, you're gonna want to be on a higher DPI, but 2K polling, your mouse is still gonna be 2K polling on 400 DPI, but you just won't feel it. Would be nice if they blacked out the internals of the ULX. Meh, sure. Just doesn't really move me. Like when you're using a mouse, like your hand covers it, so. I just feel like the mouse still looks good. Like where is he doing the, I don't know. Can't find the still. Like here. Like the mouse just looks good. Like that's fine to me. Just throw your hand on the mouse and go for it. I think if you have to change your grip drastically, feel comfortable, it's not the mouse for you. True. But I mean, then again, like if you just go to palm grip a mouse and you can like slightly alter it, like curve your hands, do a little claw grip, and it makes the shape a lot more suitable. I think it's worth like adjusting to that. Hey, I'm late to the party. What are your first impressions? Well, I don't have the mouse in hand, but basically, I was under the impression that my mouse was shipped to me on October 23rd. So I was like, okay, I'm probably going to get the mouse this week. I'll just make a video on it when I get it. But I found out yesterday, Halloween, that my mouse is going to be overnighted to me as soon as possible. So I'm like, people are asking about the mouse. I might as well just cover it. But yeah, I don't like have the mouse in hand, but the weight drama doesn't really matter to me. The performance looks solid. But yeah, I just don't know a lot about like the buttons, the shell, like the quality, all of that stuff. So I'm just waiting till I get it in hand. Where that Optimum can't feel the difference between 4K and 1K? See, I think he can. But the test he did just like didn't show it, like the robot arm test. But he chose for his like personal mouse project to use a Viper VG Pro PCB, which is 4K compatible. So like he does like higher polling rates. He just doesn't strongly recommend it over 1K. I'm pretty sure. First impressions of the Beast X in Japan, it was good. Yeah, it was insane. Like it was shocking to me, and it was metal. So I saw the whale is spreading a theory that it is like made of plastic. I mean, I guess there is a possibility that the units shipped out to customers are made of plastic, but I know what a metal mouse feels like. I know what a well-built mouse feels like, so the idea that it's all a psyop, like, it could be true, but I have not seen any proof of it. He recommends 2K now, but I mean, he said he can't really feel the difference between 2K and 1K on the GPX in the last video. I think he should just fully commit to higher polling rate in every situation. The whale is unhinged about this WL mouse thing. He's not a WL mouse fan. Yeah, he has like quadrupled down on it. Yeah, hopefully I get one ASAP. Did you dress up for Halloween? Yeah, I went as Gandhi. Optimum's robot arm can't move fast enough to saturate the higher polling. Did he mention that in the video? No, but he said he can on a very high hertz monitor. which is like 360 plus. So I feel like it's a fucking higher polling rate recommendation at that point. Any chance for Artisan to make XXL? Full desk? Probably not. But they do have plans for like a square type size. I feel like I can spill the beans on that one. Full desk Poron sounds brutal to make. I mean, Lethal Gaming Gear did it with the Saturn Pro Double XL, and it's just like there's not much of a point of it. Like half of the pad you're not using, but you know, people will buy it. Factories will make it. What games do you play? Mainly like Aim Trainers and Fortnite. I'm about to try to play the finals, but I don't know if I'm gonna find a new game. But I hear Fortnite's coming back big. Just buy 2 XL pads, quite literally. Just do that. Are new black zeros made with the same texture as the orange? Yeah. Any thoughts on the Maya or review coming up? Yeah, I should be getting it like today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for a first impressions. Navy blue, probably not, because in the past they had like a navy blue Heian and it didn't sell, so now he thinks navy blue just doesn't sell, which is... it's funny. The finals is garbage, just so you know. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the exact same result that many games have fell victim to. But, you know, such is life. Yeah, I will, Danny. Comparing with last pads makes sense. The finals is fun as fuck. See? Need a red zero. Just colors aren't high priority for them because everything they have pretty much sells out no matter what. So adding more colors doesn't really like add much for them, I guess is the way they look at it. Any word on Shidenkai? Yeah, that should be like relatively soon. They sold some units in person. The finals is only asked if you have trash aim and have no awareness. LMAO. I think regardless of the skill gap, we will not be talking about the finals in a few months. Wait, is it still in a beta or has it fully released? I don't even know. Regardless, I don't think there will be much discussion. We got Dub YT spamming L for some reason. What's that? Due to an opinion, maybe. Shidenkai color options? Orange, white, and black. Thoughts on the Lamzu Tachi potential? I mean, it seems like it can be very solid, but it's just so far away, in my opinion. Like, I don't even know what it is going to deliver as, but it does have some crazy features. The only thing sort of intriguing about Finalmouse is that it's made by OG Battlefield guys. Dude, isn't every fucking game made by OG Battlefield guys? Isn't BattleBit as well? Like, companies just getting developers and using their, like, past employment to advertise a game. But I don't know. I swear, it's just such a common thing with every game. It's like, from the studios that brought you blank, blank. When do you think customer UXs will ship? I don't know, man. Hopefully, like, I have no idea. I don't even know what sounds reasonable. Like, a week or two? Like, if I'm getting my reviewer unit soon, supposedly, maybe other units will, like, customer units will ship out just after? Check the link I posted. Okay. Oh, a new colorway. Ultralight X. Interesting. I don't know if that's like a finalized colorway, but perhaps. How much more mouse innovation can there be before it peaks? I don't know. Things are starting to get pretty good, especially when you compare them to a few years ago. Finalmouse said a batch of like 750 is coming in this week and should be shipped by Friday. So I'd imagine that is where my reviewer unit would be as well, but I have no confirmation. It's Soderlund, though. He was the guy at DICE for Battlefield. I mean, I'm not saying it's invalid. I'm just saying that's definitely a trend I've noticed in the gaming industry where it's like just poaching devs and using their employment. Which team do you think will win LOL Worlds this year? Faker. Need a purple Otsu or Hien? That would be cool. I'm using my red Otsu right now, actually. Otsu mid. It's a good pad. Final Boy has said the ULX was going to ship by the end of week or next week like 5 times now. See, to me that's like, okay, that's just typical Finalmouse effect, but you and Optimum collab for a weightlifting video? I gotta make he's in Australia, right? Not New Zealand. I gotta make an Australia trip at some point. That continent seems weird, and I would be able to double dip with him and Rocket Jump Ninja, and I mean that's more than enough reason. But isn't it like a 20-hour flight, 17-hour flight? Prison colony? True. You can see kangaroos? Yeah, I want to go into the outback. Just like China expedition. It's possible. Shenzhen? Yeah. I feel like Taiwan might happen before China, but anything's possible. I feel like Asia's definitely a place for me. It's 20 plus hours, I think. Just fly first class. Need an Australian company to start working with me. 1v1 basketball versus Rocket Jump Ninja. See, that would be, bar none, the most legendary video in mouse reviewing history. What skates does Rex have? I don't know, but he was gliding pretty well, as you guys saw. Any thoughts on the Dragonfly R1? I've been told about it, but I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Yo, Kenny with the 2 beans. What is the Arsene equivalent to a Venus Pro? The Q? No, the Otsu's closer. But yeah, the Venus Pro, I really like my standard Venus more. Is there any difference between Lamzu V2 and V2 Pro? Lamzu V2? I don't fucking know, man. I don't even know what the differences are. Like what those models are. Thought it was just the V2, which was 4K. Best Pulsar rec? Probably the X2 Mini. That's what I rock with the most. Like the X2 V2 Mini. What is Lamzu V2? Like they had the original version. Like the original 1K Compex MCU version. Then the V2 was like the Nordic 4K compatible. So I don't know like what the difference is between V2 and V2 Pro. I review mice in Humane. What's the Victor Wembanyama of gaming mice at the moment? I don't know what the Wemby would be. Is there a I mean, I guess it would be like maybe Sprime? Because we don't even know if they're real or not. We don't know if Wemby is a legit NBA product or not. There's no normal V2 Lamsey, right? I didn't think so. This guy commenting. It's the V1 with larger skates. Okay, so there you go. There is going to be a difference in the performance there. And just overall, like, quality. VT9 Pro is good for costing nothing. VT9 Air is coming out soon, which is way lighter. Wait a second. I just saw a FedEx truck drive by. Do we check? I wonder if it's here. I don't know. Boards, do you watch the NBA like that? Sadly, man. I'm like really... I'm pretty tapped into the NBA. I'm a Knicks fan, so it's not going well. We heard that truck too. It would be so perfect if they like don't require any signature confirmation. But yeah, let's see. I'll go down. Yeah, the dog's barking. Hold on. I might come back with a Finalmouse. Everybody like the stream. Nobody leave. Worst thing you can do is leave. Fuck. Hello? I'm back, chat. I'm back, and there is no Ultralight X. You can't understand my disappointment. Overnight? Well, once again, they have not used like very firm language on the status of my package. Like I'll give you the verbiage. Where the fuck is it? I'll make sure they overnight it ASAP. So it's not saying that's been overnighted. Get a fade and shape up the facial hair. Do you realize how retarded I would look with a fade? What do you mean shape up the facial hair? The only facial hair I have at this point is the mustache. It's kind of funny how these people don't hook you up with a tracking number in your emails. Well, I've never, with G-Wolves and Finalmouse, I've just never gotten tracking numbers, and it is funny to me at this point, so I don't press them on it. But it's also a great way to be like, yeah, we'll ship it out. Just don't worry, it'll show up at some point. Oh, what kind of dog do you have? It's called a skipper key. He was actually just in my room. Then he dipped. You would look way better. Try it. Right now you look like you put in no effort. I don't put in any effort into my hair. But I also would not look way better with a fade. Like, that's actually insane. Hairline check? I see multiple people asking for it. I don't know about that. It's like right here. There it is. I should have charged for that. Get cornrows. Yeah, that's pretty much on the same level as like the get a fade comment. Parasocials in chat. I wouldn't say it's parasocial, but I have realized like I get the same comments on my appearance that like female streamers get. Like I don't notice other male streamers get questions like this, but I appreciate it. Get dreads, please. Why is everyone recommending the fade haircut? I don't know. But I've never had... Like, white men that look like me don't get fades. Simple as. Yo, you watching the video or I'm a dip? I already watched the video, so I won't be rewatching the video. So, if you're finna dip, it was nice having you here. Borsey, you're just a female streamer. I guess so. Yeah, like a taper fade is just such a troll. Buzz your hair, go bald like Bad Seed Tech? See, no, I'm going to keep my hair while I can. That's an advantage that I have over some reviewers. What do you think of that box design? For the Finalmouse, it looks pretty premium. I've got a nice Finalmouse box collection. Get the Optimum Tech hairstyle? See, like, that requires, like, combing. Like, that's not for me. I could probably do something like that, but I love the disheveled look. I love the way that I put on my headphones. It causes, like, a divide, and my hair just looks stupid. Like, I don't mind that. When I go out, I make sure it doesn't look as stupid. There's different kinds of fades. They can't just say get a fade. Any type of fade is just not, it's not how I want to look. I would rather have the disheveled boy genius look than a fade. He loves looking like a crackhead. You get it, man. Same as Sam Bankman-Fried. The based look, yes. Can you watch your own live stream? I can. Who needs hair when you have that mustache? Exactly. Put more effort into this than my hair. I don't think that's true, actually. I've probably put in less effort. Like 5 months in. Like, people with mustaches are... Like, what are you supposed to do with them when it comes to care? 1v1 Optimum in aim trainer scenarios, who wins? I know my Tile Frenzy scores higher than his, so that should answer the question. His beard looks nice. Who? Mine? Optimum doesn't have a beard. Talk nicely about it every night. Got it. I feel like people with fades are sharing a personality. I feel like that's a solid opinion. Yours. Well, yeah, I wouldn't say I have a beard right now. And I feel like I just look... I feel like having a beard adds to my homeless look. Keeping it clean besides the mustache is definitely for me. Do you get a haircut at the same place? I did, but obviously not with the same guy. But yeah, I finally came in, and they always like, they always make comments. They're like, God, are you a dog? They're like, you're getting your money's worth from this haircut. And he's like, Jesus, who's the last person that cut your hair? So the guy was just like cooking me while cutting my hair, but came out fine after all. Bordsy, you look like a clown. It's toxic, legit Overwatch. I think I look great. Can you lift more than Optimum? I don't know his lifts. Rest in peace to your old barber. Damn, he cheated on his barber? Well, I did. It was like, it's a rock in a hard place. What do you do when your barber dies? Do you never get a... It's like becoming a widow. Like, what do? Do you remarry? Do you go to a new barber? Finalmouse resale website. Bro, fades are clean. I like those messages back to back. I don't know about the Finalmouse resale website. I don't think... I wouldn't recommend buying one when you can just get the drop yourself. How many AR-15s? You have 0. As I am a New Yorker. Thoughts on Equate Plus V2 versus Lamzu Energon? I don't know. They're very different pads. Probably go the Energon if I wanted something like fast and smooth. There's not really any situation where I'd use the Equate Plus. Apartment tour? Should I do an updated setup tour? I feel like a lot has changed. I have like 40 cousins in New York. Klusinich. What's your race? Are you Albanian? There's a lot of Albanians. Do you have any issues using wired mice, or is it just dead tech now? Every time I pull out a wired mouse and a mouse bungee and get it all set up, and then I get annoyed by the wire once, I'm like, what am I doing here? So I just use wireless. It's not dead tech, and like it's so much better of a value to get like an 8K wired Death Adder versus any wireless mouse. But there's obviously a reason not everybody's using that. Yeah, we need an updated setup tour. Cool. Italian, true. There's a lot of Italians as well, especially Bay Ridge, which I'm pretty close to. Sorry for saying you look like a clown. You look great. You should be, and I know I do. Outside X or Death Adder V3? For me, it's the Death Adder V3, but I really want to like the Outset. Like, if it wasn't like small and like chunky mouse, I would probably prefer it. But just in game, I prefer the Death Adder due to the shape. But it's just such a good mouse, and the weight feels really nice on it compared to the wired version. Have you watched The Sopranos? Not in full, but like kind of, yes. What are your headphones? The DT900 Pro X's. I upgraded from the DT990s, and it didn't feel like a massive upgrade, you know? Worst mouse release this year so far, in your opinion? I don't know. There have been some like shitty Chinese mice that I've just trashed. I've made a few videos like that. But yeah, like major mouse releases, it's always very hard for me to think of them like on the spot because I'm just so used to like looking and using good mice. Yo, Fudge Waffle with the 349 bot. Wear your mustache with confidence. Thank you. Those bot will increase my mustache's confidence. Borzi, why are you so chopped? Makes me sad. What do you mean by that, Knight? If you had to use one mouse as a weapon, which one? I don't know, probably something heavy. Honestly, a G502. Like, it has a wire, it's heavy, it's got a lot of like sharp angles. Yeah, bigger numbers just mean different tuning for headphones. Yeah, it's not like mice where bigger numbers are better. You look like a goose, LMAO. See, that doesn't even make sense. Most of the comments on my appearance make sense. You look homeless. I get it. A goose? No. The bloody mouse could maul someone? True. There are... God, those mice were so bad. The bloody A70... Do they still make mice? Has the Minecraft mouse genre just died? Yeah, I studied psychology, Danny. Or studied psychology. Lots of studying went on. Very intense classes. Goose from Top Gun? I don't know. I just took it as like a goose in general. I'm like, I don't see that. I appreciate the interaction, but you should ignore some of the kids in the chat. It's all good fun. I do. I mean, I already ignore plenty of comments, like some of them inadvertently. Like this guy, Viper VG Pro, wait, or this mouse, with all of the emojis. Like, I think I've seen that comment a few times. Never mind, maybe that's the first time. Yeah, I can't keep up with every message. My friend plays Valorant every day and is diamond with a bloody A bedless / A70 Pro. Doesn't that just seem miserable? Like, get him a better mouse. What kind of friend are you? Yo, is SteelSeries QCK good? No. You look like Dream? That's crossing the line. So many people playing Fortnite this Friday. Are you excited? Kind of. Yeah, definitely. Like Fortnite back in the limelight. Emojis are a good way to get your comment filtered out mentally, unless it's the shocked emoji. Or unless it's just emojis. I always look at those comments. What do you think about the FCC one from Ari? I mean, it's like perma-delayed. It's just hard for me to get excited about mice that have been like... They're basically like Kickstarter mice equivalents. NPO1S or Atlantis Mini? NPO1S for me. Best metal mouse shell that isn't the Viper Mini Signature Edition. I mean, that's a good question. On the market right now? I don't know. It's between like the Dario and the Starlight. What other metal mice exist? But I would say ULX. It's like carbon, so it's not metal, but should be interesting. What did you think of the video on screen right now? I mean, I thought it shows the testing results of the ULX and the weight, so it gives me a lot to look forward to. They did not fuck up when it comes to click latency, but I just don't know a lot about the rest of the mouse. Like, it didn't go too into depth about like just the feeling of all the aspects in mouse in hand. He said the clicks were lighter, but that was pretty much it. Like, side button, scroll wheel, click quality, build quality, all of that stuff. So definitely a lot that I'm excited for when I get this unit, this mystical unit that maybe will appear, maybe will not. Truly not a boardsy review. True. It's like the opposite of my review. Like, I'll have a 15-minute video going over how the fucking clicks feel when you wobble them side to side. But I will have absolutely nothing about the testing. So I guess viewers get both. But yeah, I think that is going to be all for this quick Finalmouse reaction. Well, quick. I've just realized I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I'm going to pray once I'm done streaming that the mouse gets delivered. And if it gets delivered today, I will do another stream unboxing it. But I appreciate everybody who came out, stuck by for the reaction, and just talked about the mice. So, yeah. Appreciate everybody who, like, subscribed, donated as well. You guys are truly the goats. But, yeah, it's going to be all for now. Peace out. Mert, your fucking question, what budget mousepad can you get on Amazon? I don't know. They don't have any. Amazon's like the worst place to get mousepads. If you're spamming this while I'm about to end the stream, I'm still not answering the question. How sad is that? Go watch my videos. But yeah, peace out. Goose from Top Note. I'll look it up.